Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball.
Tuesday, May 19th at 10:30 a.m., it's morning baseball. Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m., have a pawsome time at Bark in the Park. Thursday, May 21st at 6:30, it's Pride Night with $5 Bud or Bud Light draft beer. Individual game tickets start at just $12.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Taxi!
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Wedding season. It's wedding season. And never in the conversation about getting married is a very important piece. I want you to listen and think about this. At what point in your dating or your courting do you have a discussion about the prenup? First, there's the dilemma. Well, if I discuss a prenup, does that mean that I'm being less romantic, that I don't have faith in our relationship? Or does it mean I have faith in our relationship, but one of us might die sooner, like one of us will die sooner, and once we have children, it gets more complicated in terms of our assets. And congratulations to you for having assets. Not everybody does. When should you discuss having a prenup? And should you have a prenup? I say you absolutely must have a prenup. It is critical to have a prenup, and it should be enforceable. Many a squirrely lawyer doing their job is going to try to make that prenup not work. But when do you have the conversation? When does it not kill romance or rolling around in the bed? When does it not hurt all of what you want in a relationship or a marriage? Stunning, an official marriage person, a divorce lawyer, that would be an official marriage person. What a divorce lawyer says is, on the third date, the discussion about prenups should happen on the third date, because the first date is all about sexual attraction. The second date is all about, do I like this person beyond the sexual attraction? And the third date is you're starting to marshal your forces in your head about whether or not you should get married. Because it is so important to the success of that relationship, the financial issues, they should be discussed in the third date, because it's still abstract. It isn't the result of a fight or an argument or even knowing what each other earns or knowing what each other has. Instead, it's exactly the right time to discuss it. The third date is when you should discuss whether or not to have a prenup. There are other things about the wedding and about getting married that also need to be discussed early on, that are not. Too often are not. I'm always amazed when I find this out. The prenup, that's a little trickier, but there are obvious ones. And you know what I'm going to say next. One of the obvious ones is, do you want to have kids? And young man, the correct answer to how many kids should we have, you don't get an answer here. The correct answer to the young lady you're with is as many as you want or don't. That's your body. It's up to you. Whatever you decide, Susie, I will support. That's what the guy's supposed to say. Whatever you decide, I will support. Unless you don't want children at all, and you better say that honestly right away. Don't think, I'm not going to really answer that question because I'd like to continue with these bedroom activities. Don't do that. You are then living a lie, an unspoken lie. And people do that. They'll get married and never have the discussion about kids. And then the next discussion that no one wants to have is, where do you want to live? And you might say, well, we both want to live in Kansas City. Well, that isn't the real question. The real question is, where do you want to live, suburbs or downtown? That's the real question. Do you want to live suburbs or downtown? No man wants to live in the suburbs. I'll skip some steps for you here. No man wants to live in the suburbs. The suburbs are a female construct. Women decided it would be a good idea to live in the suburbs. No man has ever thought, I can't wait to give up my cool, groovy downtown loft with the indoor parking space and the